Hello, my name is Stephanie Pukuhi. Today I'm going to talk about elements of a lesson plan. First, lesson plans help teachers to determine which of the students' multiple needs to focus during the lesson, and also help to identify what goals to achieve and what potential problems may be encouraged during these lessons. That's why it's important before preparing a lesson to take into account certain factors like students' proficiency level, students' age, educational background, students' motivation, and the different learning styles. So now let's focus on the components of a lesson plan. The first one is description of the student, which means here we are going to have a general idea of what kind of students we are going to teach and what necessities we need to cover based on their age, the level, and the atmosphere that we are going to work. Also, we are going to identify what students find easy or difficult and how they respond to certain activities. So now we have aims and objectives. These objectives is what we are going to achieve at the end of the class. But first we need to establish primary and secondary objectives. Also, these objectives should be measurable, specific, and observable at the end of the class. Also, these objectives help us to indicate what the students are expected to do after the lesson. And it's not for teachers to establish their objectives during the class, it's for students to state what they will learn during the lesson. That's why we have to use the verbs that came in the Bloom's taxonomy chart, because these verbs are measurable and observable. Like you can see, the Bloom taxonomy has 6 levels of learning verbs that we can use to build our learning objectives, depending on which skills of the students we want to develop during the lesson and we want they have at the end of the lesson too. Then we have procedures, that is the lesson planning methodology, in other words, that is focused on activities and timing. So here we are going to describe how the lesson plan is going to, no, how the lesson is going to be executed. First, we need to set what type of activities we are going to use. Then we are going to establish the sequence that we are going to use during the lesson. Like, for example, first we are going to do warm up, then we are going to do the introduction, then the presentation, then individual activities, and then the evaluation. And also here we are going to establish the time to do any of these activities and the time that we have for do the whole class, because it's important to keep in mind the timing so we know what is possible to do in a lesson and keep students engaging in the activities. Also, we are going to establish the aids and the different interactions that we are going to have through the whole lesson. And interactions are important for differentiation. And it's important to keep a balance of this interaction because we have multiple learning styles, like individual work, working in groups, working with the whole class. And also to write down this interaction, we can use symbols like T for teacher, S for students, and go on. Also here we are going to establish or anticipate problems that maybe we have during the lesson, and also suggest what we can do during these problems. Also, we are going to establish extra activities or materials because maybe we don't establish the correct time for activities, so we are more prepared in the future. So other elements are materials that we are going to use during the lesson. Here we are going to put examples of the materials that are necessary and that we are going to use in the lesson. To writing down these, also we are going to feel more prepared because we know what types of materials we are going to use. The next element is success indicators. Here, as we call evaluation, we are going to state what type of evaluation we are going to use with the students to measure the success of the activities that we perform. We are going to use questions, writing assignments, quizzes, or group activities. Then we have also homework or further homework that for Harmer shows what teachers have thought about beyond the actual lesson, but also it provides the opportunity to students to learn and practice and demonstrate what they have achieved in their learning goals so they can practice more about the lesson. So that's all. Thank you for watching.